I always expect LSS to come out with something completely wild when we're talking like draft sets, but nothing could have prepared me for this. We're gonna talk about it. What's up, guys? Sin here, and today we're going to be talking about the next set. The next draftable set for Flesh and Blood has been revealed officially. My mind's kind of blown. I had to take a little bit to kind of sit down in the corner and kind of think about this a little bit, because this is, as James said it would be, a very unorthodox kind of set to be a main set in the sense of what we know Flesh and Blood to be now. So where are we going? Where are we going? Well, all of you Mechanologists, all of you Dash fanboys, fangirls, and everybody in between out there can now rejoice because we're going to metrics. This is Flesh and Blood Bright Lights. We're gonna go over the article. We're gonna talk about it a little bit here. So obviously we got the logo. We're going to metrics. So what makes this set so unique in what it aims to be? First off, let's just read this out. It's Metric City, the bustling metropolis where ambition meets innovation, where the future of Wraith is reinvented daily in the research centers of its mighty conglomerates. Wannabe heroes flock to the bright lights of this big city, blinded by the neon signs flashing slogans that you too can become more than human. Bright Lights takes Flesh and Blood gameplay to new frontiers of innovation with the first ever equipment that starts the game in your deck. Transform your base equipment into the state-of-the-art Evo equipment and construct the mech suit of your dreams. To celebrate our first visit to the highly anticipated region of metrics, this all Mechanologist set offers a limited play experience like no other. Countless card combinations open up a vast array of booster draft archetypes. The official Bright Light sealed deck format is the best bang for your buck yet, using only 4 booster packs. Typically it's 6. And the new 3-pack Crack Shuffle Play casual format is the easiest way to start playing yet, skipping deck construction entirely and just jumping straight into playing great games. This feels very similar to Jumpstart for anybody that plays Magic the Gathering. More so that 3-pack Crack Shuffle Play casual format. That feels kind of Jumpstarty. If you're not familiar with what Jumpstart is, it's essentially a Magic the Gathering set where you would buy 2, I believe they're 20 card themed booster packs, and you'd be able to put both of them together to create a deck and just play. It was kind of like a thing that they did for a little bit there. Jumpstart was pretty fun. It's actually really cool, like kind of mini format. But 3-pack Crack Shuffle Play is pretty cool, and I'm really happy that they did something like that with this. What really gets me though is traditionally in Flesh and Blood, you usually see like one new hero of like up to 4 different classes, right? This set, it seems that they're really trying to innovate on you know, what it means to be a draftable Flesh and Blood set. And also, I think it's kind of long overdue. They're giving us 3 brand new Mechanologist heroes. At least we know 2 of them are I'm assuming they're Mechanologist heroes. More so the third unknown one, I'm assuming, is also a Mechanologist hero to some degree. But yeah, we already know, like we saw, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. We saw what 2 of those heroes are, and it's pretty cool. Like the hero art looks really neat. Expansion slot. Bright Lights introduces the expansion slot, a new feature starting with Bright Lights that offers new content to a range of heroes outside those featured in the product itself. The expansion slot replaces a token in around 1 in 15 boosters, similar to how cold foils have replaced a token slot in recent Flesh and Blood boosters. Expansion slot cards are high rarity cards that either expand the story within the wider world of Wraith, expand the tournament card pool of classes and talents outside the core focus of the product, serve as an avenue to reprint key cards such as Fiendal Spring Tunic, which is one of the cards possible to find in the Bright Lights expansion slot. So what this does is, this is in a sense Flesh and Blood's kind of answer to the reprint problem, I think. It's very reminiscent of the list for those that have played Magic the Gathering in the past 2 to 3 years. This does read like the list, so to speak. But I have to say, in the context of Flesh and Blood, it makes sense. You know, Final Spring Tunic is pretty much a need card, right? And while it has seen a reprint already, I think another reprint to a degree could do the market some good. And I don't want to get into secondary market talk here, but this expansion slot seems neat. I'm curious to see what cards get put into it. I'm curious what new cards get put into it, and how that kind of affects things going forward, especially in draftable sets. I think this also kind of helps them dance into a territory where we see 3 draft sets a year, and one like Dusk Till Dawn, Everfest, Dynasty-esque expansion set. The expansion slot seems to be a way for them to kind of filter cards into the game without specifically tying up what could be a fun draft format release window with an expansion set that kind of just gets picked up, dropped, and moved on with. This kind of helps fill the void over time, I think, of there only being 1 expansion set versus 2 a year. So I think that's probably what their idea here was. And I kind of dig it. We still get our draft set, we get our fun limited, and we also have the ability to potentially get new cards for other classes outside of the set while the set's still out, and we're playing with this new draft format. So let's move on. Become More Than Human. Driven by the pursuit of alternative energy resources, the giant conglomerates of metrics push themselves to the limit and beyond, striving to make life bigger, better, and brighter for everyone in the City of Wonder. Bright Lights introduces a brand new gameplay mechanics to Flesh and Blood, which is good. I've said before that if you are like, if a set is not innovating on the way we play the game, then it kind of lacks that certain oomph to it. And personally, my personal opinion, I feel like that's why I didn't like I didn't like Outsiders as much as I thought I would have, because I felt like it stayed very, very vanilla, and it played it safe, and it did what it needed to do. But I'm all for innovating on game mechanics, and I very much like what I'm about to see here. Bright Lights introduces a brand new gameplay mechanics of Flesh and Blood with the first ever equipment that start the game in your deck. Cool. You can transform your base equipment into the state-of-the-art Evo equipment and construct the mech suit of your dreams to stomp the competition. So let's see what those are like. So we have Evo Steel Soul Memory. It's a blue, costs 4, blocks for 3. If you have base head equipped, transform it into this, then equip this. When this transforms from or into an Evo with a different name, your hero gets +1 intellect until the end of turn. It also blocks for 3, so this essentially becomes, and it has temper, so this essentially becomes like, this would become your headpiece, and it gives you block 3. That's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually pretty damn good. Then you have Terminator Tank, which is a Mechanologist action attack. Costs 6 to play, blocks 3, attacks for 6, but if you have 1 or more Evos equipped, when this hits a hero, they discard a card. 2, if you have 2 or more, this costs 3 less to play. 3 or more, it gets overpower. 4 or more, it gets +3. So 9 overpower for 3 that's on hit, discard a card is kind of nuts if you can get that off. I think this is a really cool concept. I'm really excited to see more of how these Evos, how the Evo equipment plays into it. And I just want to point out something, that the last time we saw anything metrics related, it was very, very steampunk, right? Very steampunk. This looks like a Gundam. So I have to kind of step back for a second and say, okay, I think we are not entirely in the realm of just steampunk anymore when it comes to tech. We're talking we're talking cyberpunk aesthetics here. We're talking like retro synthwave, like vaporwave, like, you know, cyberpunk-esque kind of stuff with even just Evo Steel Soul Memory here. This thing is awesome. The art just looks great. And yeah, so this is what a proto base head looks like. I just want to pull that up. This is what, like, the equipment that you would possibly start with, and then it would transform into say Evo Steel Soul Memory or something like that. We got we have a new Mechanologist adult hero, guys. It's Teklovossin himself. Teklovossin Esteemed Magnet. 40 life, 4 intellect. You may play Evos from your banish zone. Once per turn instant, you may play your next Evo this turn as though it were an instant, and when you do, you draw a card. That seems like a pretty steep cost. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll have to see more cards to go. You know, see more cards as time goes on with it. But he looks really cool. Like, just the art looks really cool. He looks like a very legitimate business person. Total like CEO, I'm the boss vibes over here. And guys, we got a new dash. We have a new dash. This is Dash IO. And for those of you that are not well versed in tech, IO stands for input output. I'm very curious to see how this new dash plays, and I'm really happy to see that we got a new dash. It's really cool seeing her kind of come back. And then obviously we have the full art for Teklovossin here that was done by Simon Dominic. Dash IO was done by Sam Yang. Awesome pieces of art, honestly. Really, really cool. And we have the product sheet here. You know, there's Dash Bright Lights, and it's releasing October 6th. Which is crazy to me how soon that is. Like, I think this might actually be the shortest announcement to release date window we've ever had in Flesh and Blood. I could be wrong, but it feels like Dusk Till Dawn just came out, and like pre-release weekend is already like, you know, gaining on 2 months away. Less than 2 months. And preview season, like, you can all find this on the website. You guys can all go do that. But yeah, no, we got it. Flesh and Blood Bright Lights. This is the next set that's coming at us, and it's an all Mechanologist set, and it's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But that's all there really is to it at this point, and I'm super excited to see how this kind of evolves and how things go. You know, it definitely seems like LSS has adopted an approach with Bright Lights that makes this a very, very, very beginner-friendly set to jump into. I feel like they found maybe a perfect middle ground here between the, like, you know, Pro Tour player, experienced drafter that can find, like, the intricacies within the you know, the cards, and a new player just trying to get into the game for the first time. I think if all goes well, and it's great, that Bright Lights could set a standard for how Flesh and Blood handles things going forward. I think the addition of, you know, potentially 3 adult Mechanologist heroes, I think it's justified, personally. I like Mechanologist as a class. I played Dash for a little while. You know, it's always been kind of a bummer for those that are seriously into the mech life in the community that they haven't gotten anything in so long, since Arcane Rising, really, other than maybe a couple odds and ends Majestics that Dash runs now. But now you guys have Bright Lights, and we're going to metrics. Shit, this is where we are. This is what we're doing. But yeah, guys, I wanted to say thank you all for supporting the channel. You know, building off of this video here, I know I've been away for a little while. I know I've been kind of not making content, kind of staying silent on the radio waves. I promise you more content's coming soon. I've been working on some Vincent lists. I really just need to get some play testing in with them. Really trying to bring some more of that in. Personal life wise, I've been, you know, kind of just taking it easy on myself, so to speak. I had a very long summer of, you know, like life changes and trying to take care of my health better. and I'm trying to come back as strong as I possibly can, going into the next year, going into the fall, then going into the next year with Flesh and Blood, both as a competitive player, as a content creator, working with a team at Green Tree Sports Cards. We have a double header weekend coming up in September in Pittsburgh. If you are interested in that, I will also have the links down below for that event as well. Saturday is a team sealed sponsored by Green Tree Sports Cards. Sunday is a classic constructed tournament sponsored by Four Horsemen Comics and Games, all of which deliver a days full of prizing, as well as Realm tournament invites for the Realm Games 20k qualify or 20k championship that's coming up in December. So you know, if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. We'd love to see you there that weekend. I'm going to be producing the stream. You can find that stream here on the channel. We have Mr. Watch Flake commentating, as well as my good friend Jeffo, both of which are great personalities within the Flesh and Blood community, both of which are great friends of mine. Very happy to have both of them back in Pittsburgh to do some commentating for the Team Sealed event, and hopefully we can make it work, make it a great event. Other than that, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's all I have for you guys today. Bright Lights, October 6th. Sin out.